these blessings, I mean, Moses is right at his deathbed. I mean, he is about to walk up the mountain and die, and he knows it. And so he's giving these final blessings to the tribes of Israel. Some of them, the people he was giving these blessings to, probably had no idea what he was talking about. And not all of the tribes ended up exactly where Moses seemed to be blessing them. It's kind of like they were given their assignments and then it got scrambled a little bit. Some of it got scrambled by their own actions, some by later generations. Like, Simeon, for one, was given land totally encapsulated by Judah. But over time, they were kind of absorbed by Judah and scattered around the whole country. The tribe of Dan was given land right next to Judah, but they couldn't conquer it. And so most of the tribe of Dan moved up north, and they ended up with a split territory. Most of Dan way up at the north end of the Promised Land, in one little pocket down right on the border of Philistia, what we call Gaza Strip now. So it all got kind of scrambled by human error, human inaction, conflict. It seems to be the pattern of that's the pattern we all follow through our life, is that God has this plan laid out, and he says, this is how I want you to go. In a perfect world, or maybe not a perfect world, but at least in the best world that we've got, we would be perfectly obedient, and we would get all of these blessings that God has laid out for us, but we always get in our own way. That we are always we're always creating conflict where it doesn't need to be, fighting with our neighbors or fighting with ourselves like the tribe of Dan did, and not taking the courage. God said, this land is yours. And when they came to Joshua and said, this is just too hard for us, we can't take it. And I'm sure that Joshua gave them this look like, the rest of us did it, what's wrong with you? But then he said, well, if this is too hard for you, go to the other side of the country and conquer some land up there. So it was kind of don't complain to me, go do something about it. But one of the things that I think is really interesting is the blessing that Moses gave to Judah. He says some things that I really think wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense to them at the time. When he says, hear, O Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him to his people. Bring him into his people. What exactly does that mean? Like, is he saying, hear the prayers of Judah and keep them united with the rest of Israel? Or is he saying, hear the cries of Judah and bring him back into Judah? Which to them probably wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense. But when you look at it through in retrospect, through history, it begins to make a little bit more sense. We all kind of know the general idea of how the tribes were scattered. The kingdom was split up into Israel and Judah. The northern kingdom was conquered by Assyria and scattered all over the Assyrian Empire and beyond. Later, the southern kingdom, named after Judah, was conquered by Babylon, and the same thing happened to them. But when they were in exile in Babylon, God had promised that they would be in exile for 70 years to make up for the 70 annual Sabbaths that they did not give the land. So, whatever, that came out to every 490 years, I guess, because it's every 7 years you're supposed to let the land rest, and they never did. So God sent them into exile for 70 years. But when they came back from Babylon, it was only a small portion of Judah that came back. It was a very small fraction. It wasn't the whole kingdom. I mean, the whole people never came back to the land of Israel. They remained in exile. Even to this day, all the Jewish populations today, they're coming from Saudi Arabia and Africa and Eastern Europe and Spain and all of these different places coming back to the land of Israel. Most of these people are Jews or have a tradition, tracing back to the people of Judah, the southern kingdom. And, they've brought in a lot of people who have married into Judah and been, converts over the years. So, it's a mixed multitude, kind of like what came out of Egypt. But they are, for the most part, they are genetically related to the people who lived in that area, to the people of the southern kingdom of Judah. But they have never been united. There's this one core of Judah that came back just in time to introduce the Messiah to the world, and then they were kicked right back out into exile. And so the prayer of Judah has always been, bring us back. I mean, reunite all these people, these Jewish people scattered all over the world. Whereas the rest of Israel, most of them forgot who they were. They don't even know that they're Israel, so they don't know to be praying that. The Jews, even in exile, still remember who they are. Most of them. And that's the one thing that has kept them distinct for so many thousands of years. I mean, 2,500 years. The Jews have been a distinct culture because they remember that they're Jews. And they remember the temple, and they remember the land. And so Judah is crying out to God to bring us back in to ourselves, back to Judah. Sometimes God tells us things, and we're not going to know what it is he's trying to tell us, potentially for thousands of years, as in this case. I mean, hopefully, if God tells you something, hopefully he tells you before thousands of years are up. But sometimes we have to be patient because God does things in his own time, not ours.